It's summer of 2021. I'm about 10, 11 years old, and I'm in summer school from 4th grade. There's this kid named Jason. He comes up to me. He's like, "Hey, Trent, you want to try out this new website? It's called Scratch." It's not really new, but he says it's called Scratch. I'm like, "Sure." So, I get on my laptop, and I search it up. I sign in and make a little account or whatever. And, he's showing me around, like, some projects, how to use it. And I think it's kind of cool. So, I start, messing around on there, making these cool kind of, games or whatever. Not really games, kind of just, random drawings that look like games. But, yeah, so there's that. And then, fast forward a couple months. It's probably, late 2021. I'm guessing October, November, around that time. And I see a Fusion Animations video. And he's talking about the original Scratch series from, Object Invasion, the original series that was made on Scratch, 2015, 2016. And that kind of introduced me to the SOSC, the Scratch Object Show community. Kind of like the regular OSC, just on Scratch. And I think it's really cool. So I check it out. I see a couple, I can see a lot of Object Show stuff, on Scratch. And I'm like, you know what? I should make my own show. So, I'm sitting in my room, messing around. I'm downloading some Google Object Show assets. And my sister's in the room with me. She's playing on her tablet or whatever. And I'm on my laptop, my school laptop. And I'm like, "Hey, you want to voice some of the characters in my show?" She's like, "Oh, well, alright." She's kind of confused, and I just kind of tell her random stuff to say for the episode. And I release Total Anarchy, Episode 1, The Stupid Stars. This is one of the first kind of pieces of Object Show content I've ever made. And, no shit, episode's terrible, right? It's weird quality, the screen is shaky, I don't know, it's weird. Voice acting's bad. And, it's not the best, but it's the first piece of Object Show media I ever made. And I was proud of it. So I kept making stuff. I got logged out of my first account that I used to make that episode. So I couldn't, make stuff on there anymore. So I just made a new account called SBS Scooty. Now, it's 2022 by now, May of 2022, when I make this account. And I'm posting a lot of cool stuff on there, I guess, just random, camp entries, that kind of stuff. And I'm a bit more experienced. I've been doing it for a few months now, Object Show stuff. And I'm releasing stuff on Scratch. Then I get this idea. I want to make an Object Show movie. I'm 11 or 12. Now, obviously, that doesn't end up happening. But the characters that I made for that movie, I thought were really cool. And I'm thinking back on it one day, just kind of reminiscing about, 3rd grade. And I remember my friend Anthony, who introduced me to Object Shows back when I was in 3rd grade. And we came up with these, Object Show characters. We made, paper cutouts of them. And I was like, you know what? I should make these characters into a real show. And that's what I did. I found this guy, his name is Kyle Animation, and this is while I was on Scratch. He made some cool assets for me at the time. They were really cool. I loved them. And, Rise of the Mini Objects was born. Rotmo, whatever you want to call it. It was born, man. So, I made a couple test animations, tried to make some assets myself. They weren't bad. And I made an intro and a storyboard kind of thing. But it wasn't really a storyboard. It was more the actual episode. Just pose to pose instead of actual animation, I guess. Animatic. So it was that. I thought it was really cool, how it turned out. Because Kyle was the one who animated it. I did all the voice acting. And I thought it was really cool. And I got this pretty big guy in the OSC. I forgot what his name was. like Burrito Guy or something like that. It was a weird name. So I got him to make some assets for me, and I made like this audition project, like so you can sign up to work on the show. And I got a few crew members. Now around this time, it's May, kind of June, July, like summer of 2022. And I meet this person called Remote. Remote is my age, and I joined their object show called Rags. Now, we were thinking of a lot of cool ideas. Me and Remote got pretty close. We were talking to each other. We were friends. And we were thinking of these ideas, like, on how our shows can be connected, because we were both working on our shows during this time. And we were coming up with some cool, like, lore. And then I made this character called Void. Now, I didn't really, I had him in the back of my head, as an idea for a while, but I didn't really do a lot with him until later on. So we'll get to him later on in the story. It's still summer 2022, and Rise doesn't really end up happening. Well, it does, but it kind of splits off into two separate shows. So there's Rise, and there's Historical Party with the original characters, because I make a whole new cast and everything, you know what I mean? So I kind of switched it up a lot. And Historical Party, that's just me and Kyle, right? It's like a pose-to-pose show. It's non-competitive, kind of like IDFB, you know what I mean? There's not really a developed story, so it's kind of just like the characters messing around, like in Oil City. So there's that. I'm making this, still 2022. And, I meet some new people. Hello, Kevin, and he's really cool. He makes some stuff for the show. The Burrito Guy, he makes some other cool assets. I'm getting a lot of people to make assets for my shows, which kind of becomes a problem later on, but we'll get to that later, right? And so I'm doing that, right? And I kind of stopped focusing on Historical Party for a while. And I start to focus a lot more on Rise and the Many Objects, or Rotmo. I start focusing on this show a lot more is because it kind of requires a lot of work, right? It's August of 2022, so kind of like early fall, August, September. This is what's going on this time of the year. And I'm making these scratch projects, about Rise. And it's going pretty well. I get this individual named Buzzleberm to make some assets for the show, like some new assets. And I'm just kind of posting miscellaneous stuff about it. That's all going good, but at this time I was asking a lot of people to make assets for me, and I think it was too much. Around this time I made another show. I kind of abandoned Rise of the Many Objects, and I made this new show called BOTMI, which would later become Neos. But BOTMI, it has this, it's like a mashup of the new and the old Rise of the Many Objects cast. So I'm doing that. And BOTMI, I actually have a lot of fun making it. At first it was called BFMD, but then I changed it to BOTMI, so that's cool. So it's late 2022, early 2023. And this is when the whole asset thing happens, because I'm getting a lot of people to make these assets, but I'm not using all of them. So, not Buzzleberm, someone else, I forgot what their name was. They made this project saying, dude, this guy needs to stop asking people for assets all the time. And I was like, I got pretty sad, because, I was like, oh no, you know what I mean? Someone made a thing about me, or a project about me. So, I was like, yeah, I might stop using this account for a while. Just doing the most, I guess. And I did. I stopped using it for a little while, but then I came back to it because, I thought it was pretty stupid just to leave the account just because of that. And I kind of stopped asking people to make assets. And the final person, one of the last times I really asked, was a dude named Cosmic Pineapple. And he made these really cool looking assets for the BOTMI characters. And a couple of these guys ended up getting cut in the Neos cast, but most of them would later on end up appearing in Neos. So that's Scratch. I'm making a lot of stuff for that. But I don't really post as often anymore, because in September of 2023 I make my YouTube channel. And I start making like BFDI character videos with my robot character guy. And yeah, it's, I like it. And I'm doing that. It's 2023. Uploads kind of start to slow down. I released part 4 or part D of Historical Party, and that's it for at least 2 years. I think 1 or 2 years from Historical Party. And that's it. I'm just focusing on YouTube now. So 2023 is coming to an end. I'm not really posting a lot in 2023 anymore. And then I'm like fully immersed in YouTube by this time. It's like January 2024. And I release Object Show YouTubers that vanished. The video blows up overnight. I have 300 subscribers, right? I get 1,000 subscribers in, I think, a day from that video. It gets 40,000 views. It's insane. I'm in school. Me and my friends. I'm in 7th grade. You know what I mean? I'm in school. My friends were like, "Yo, you know what I mean? The channel's blowing up. It's really cool." It's like I keep making these videos, right? And they keep doing really well. But I wanted to make these kind of like documentary videos, and that's what they kind of looked like. But I didn't really know what I was talking about. I was kind of just yapping about random drama in the videos, and I wasn't really getting the story right. And I was making these documentaries, right? And as I'm actually recording this, I'm typing up stuff so I can like pull up kind of like what happened around this time. So I'm making these documentaries, and they're not really good. They're not really good. It's kind of just me yapping, and it's like the early months of 2024. This is probably about a year ago by the time I'm like recording this. But like, it's like January, February, March 2024, right? And the videos actually do really well for my channel. My channel's growing a lot. It's great. And I don't think I can find the video now, but a YouTuber makes a video saying TG doesn't, or TOGent doesn't understand criticism. And the story behind this video was that I was making these videos, but like I was getting kind of caught out for it a little bit. It's because they weren't really good, and like, I wasn't really a reliable source for this drama stuff. You know what I mean? Now I didn't have Twitter at this time, but I was kind of getting cooked over there. Now it's about May, I would say, at this point. And yeah, it's May, and Be Awesome One, or Bayo, if you guys know who that is, like the Object Show review guy. He doesn't really post a lot anymore, but he made this like post. It's called let me read it. Listen, I don't wish anything bad on TOGent. He has been nice to me, and he still learns. However, this is the 5th re-upload of his video, and it still has those misinformations about Fry's fan, which I called him out on before. Now, what he's referring to in this tweet is I would delete a lot of my videos and re-upload them for no reason. Well, not for no reason, but like, I think what would happen is, because my memory is kind of foggy, I think what would happen is that I would make these videos, they either A, wouldn't perform well, or I would get like some comments saying that the video was bad, and I guess I would get kind of like sad or butthurt about that, and I would delete the video and try to re-upload it at a different time or in a different way so it can maybe do better. And it was kind of weird. I can understand, like, yeah, it's kind of weird and like very noticeable. It's because, like, you don't really get to enjoy the video because it keeps getting taken down. You know what I mean? And we're reaching about like summer of 2024, June, July. I'm making like more gameplay commentary videos, and I'm getting criticized a bit, like I'm getting a bit of criticism. And it's mainly kind of like, I guess they kind of like being kind of like a drama content farm, and I get it. So there's that, and this is like when a lot of the drama is going on in the OSC, and so yeah, there's that, and this is like when the book note drama is going on. I made a video with the guy, I think his name was Derek, if I'm not wrong. I made a video interviewing him, and it was me, Giant Snowball, and him in the video. And it was actually perceived really well at the time. It's because this was in June. Because I remember it specifically. This was specifically June of 2024. And, yeah, so it was June of 2024. And I made this video. And this was at a time where a lot of people were against Book Note. So it actually got a pretty positive reaction on it, and he gave, his recollection of the story. And I'm not going to dive into the Book Note drama. We all done heard it 1,000 times already. Ain't nobody want to go over that again. So that happened. And that's kind of like the start of like the gameplay commentary stuff. Fast forward, there's a couple some scandals that happened in like early July of 2024. But then July 20th rolls around, and Odyssey 10 drops a response video to the allegations with Hypercrystal and Miles Doodles Art and all that stuff. So that pops off, and everything just gets fucking crazy, bro. I got 4,000 subscribers by now. I obviously covered it. A lot of other people covered it too. You know what I mean? It was wild. No one expected these two to get exposed. It was crazy. So the OSC was going wild. Everybody said the OSC was going to fall apart. But it didn't. Teapot really saved it, man. I'm not even going to lie. Teapot really saved it. But back to the story. It's August of 2024 by now. And I go on like a cross-country trip to my cousin's house in August. So I don't really upload that much. And what I do upload, it's kind of like random videos that I made on my phone. Since I can't use my computers because I got a desktop computer that I make my videos on. So I couldn't take that on the plane or whatever. So it's August, you know what I mean? I'm going on this trip. And I get back around the 20th. And let me scroll up a bit. So I get back on the 20th of August. And, I'm checking to see what's new. And nothing really happened, But, like, my views weren't really that good. But, I checked a post that, Be Awesome one made. And he said, TL Gent is a fucking idiot. And that hurt. It did. It's because he was a YouTuber that I watched a lot. And, it was like, damn, man. YouTuber that I like, he don't even really fuck with me like that, man. And then, to add salt in the wounds, most of the replies, not all of them, I'll give them some grace. Most of the replies were like, true, I can't stand that guy, yes, I mean, duh, as a friend of it, yeah, so like, but there were also, how do I say this? There was some people who actually kind of stood up for me. He was like, what do you do this time, man? Or like, like he didn't really do anything wrong, so like, why are you just attacking him? That kind of stuff, right? Mixed reactions in the replies. But he wasn't just saying this for no reason, right? You see, there was this whole thing going around with this person named Wheeze. I forgot I kind of forgot the time frame that this happened. It's because I deleted the video. But I'm guessing, I'm pretty sure this was late July, early August. Like, somewhere in between that time frame. And basically what happened was, I made this Discord server where it was like an OSC YouTuber Discord server. Which, looking back on it now that I'm older, was a pretty bad idea. I don't really know why I did that, because I knew something was going to happen. So I invited a bunch of OSC YouTubers that I had, I had them added and stuff like that. And I invited Lean Beans and Giant Snowball in there. A lot of people don't like Lean Beans and Giant Snowball. Giant Snowball, not so much now, because, like, he doesn't really, he doesn't make a lot of drama stuff. But, like, a lot of people didn't like, Lean Beans and Giant Snowball. Lean Beans because he was leaking stuff and being crazy on Twitter, and Giant Snowball because it was believed that he said the N-word one time. That's a whole thing. I'm not even going to get into that. And this person named Wheeze was telling me to remove them from the server. And I'm not going to lie, I was friends with them at this time. You know what I mean? And I didn't want to do it. I didn't do it. I didn't remove them from the server. I think I did or deleted the server at some point. But Wheeze made like a tweet or thing like that where they basically said, you know what I mean, TG has like Lean Beans, Giant Snowball in his Discord server and he's not kicking them out. You know what I mean? And a lot of people was kind of dogging on me because of that. And to make things even worse, another YouTuber that I liked, Mason's Bomb, he was like, yeah, he was kind of more talking about my content. He was like, he just recycles the same kind of content over and over again. But this time I wasn't really sad. I was kind of more mad that this was happening. So this pushed me to do something that I still regret to this day. I deleted all of my videos. Every single one. Every single video. I let the trolls consume me, man. I didn't, I don't know, man. I gave into the rage bait. I deleted all of my videos. I lost a bunch of subscribers. I gained them back after a while, but I lost a bunch of subscribers, man. I deleted every single video, I think, except for one or two. And eventually I started posting again. I think I made like one OSC documentary. Then I was making a lot of BFDI character videos around this time. It's November, around like October, November of 2024 by now. And I'm making a lot of BFDI character videos. And they actually do pretty well. Each video is getting a couple thousand views. Some of them even getting over 10,000 views. And it's working out really well for my channel. I hit 6,000 subscribers around this time as well. It's going pretty good. But then December kind of rolls around and my grades start to slip in school. So I kind of had to come up with a plan, and for some reason I wanted to do this thing, and this was like towards like the tail end of Thanksgiving break. And I wanted to do this thing to where, like, it was called like the month of teaching. And I was telling a lot of people about it, mainly Dino Dude. Most of y'all know who that is. I was telling him about it. And it was basically to where I upload 3 episodes from each of my old shows every single day for the month of December. I did it for the first 3 days, and I was just done. I was done, bro. Because I got burnt out just doing that. And I realized that wasn't the smartest idea, because I had to focus on school, and real life stuff too, man. And I had to do all that. It was going to be super overwhelming. And it's going to lead to a lot of burnout, man. And, it's just not a good idea. So I decided to scrap the idea. I didn't end up doing it at all, right? And that was kind of a disappointment, because I said I was going to do it and I didn't do it. And this is kind of like a reoccurring thing that was going on in my channel, where I said I was going to do something but I didn't do it. And yeah, but I actually kind of want to go back a little bit. Now, I'm pretty sure this was around November, is because there was some stuff that happened in November that I kind of want to talk about that I kind of skipped over. So we're going to go back to November of 2024. And around this time, it might have been September, I don't know. My recollection isn't really that good. But around this time, like fall 2024, I had reset, it was fall, yeah. It was like September. So I had reset production of Naos 1. This was because the original version of the episode, I get to tell you guys this because it's scrapped. This is not going to be the real episode. The original version of the episode, and this is why Naos 1 is taking so long. The first version of the episode was terrible, bro. It was a direct copy of Animatic Battle. The host of the show, he was like just like Animatic from Animatic Battle. It was like a carbon copy of 1. Story-wise, it was bad. So I just scrapped it. I scrapped it, bro. And we were working on voice acting and storyboarding around this time. That took a while, bro. That took a long ass time. And there wasn't a lot of progress. Dino Dude was managing the show. I felt like I wasn't really doing a lot. I stopped working on Naos a whole bunch and just left all the work to him. You know what I mean? It was a really bad time, bro. And I was demotivated to upload. The channel wasn't doing well. I kind of fell off during this time, and it was really bad. And that's how 2024 kind of ended. It ended just like how 2023 ended. Yeah, man, both December of last year and the year before it, I was really demotivated. My channel wasn't growing around that time. Is because in 2023 I wasn't monetized, so I was kind of jealous of the YouTubers who were monetized and was making videos and stuff like that. And I didn't really have a big audience. I still kind of don't, but my channel is pretty sizable. And this time, this December, last December, you know what I mean? I wasn't really uploading because I had to focus on school, and I was really demotivated to upload. So that was bad. So, I don't know. And I'm hoping this December things are going to be different. But anyway, back to the story. And that's really how 2024 ends. I wasn't uploading, but that would change in January. It's because in January I dropped a video, a series of videos, talking about the up and coming Teapot episode at the time, which was Teapot 15. And I made a video called Teapot 15 Changed BFDI Forever, because Teapot 15 was a huge episode. It was seasonal shift, so that was crazy, the BFDI movie. And that video did really well. It got 40,000 views, man, and it pushed me to get to 7,000 subscribers, which was awesome. But then I kind of stopped uploading again. You know what I mean? I was making those drama videos again. The Cole the Geek drama was happening. And then the channel wasn't really growing a lot, and that was bad. But then I kind of got back to making BFDI character videos. That's when the channel started to do better. And now we're here. I didn't address everything. But now we're here. I have a message to tell you guys. For those of you who know the history of this channel, which now that you've seen most of this video, you probably do now, you know that I tend to say that I'm going to do something with my channel and I don't end up doing it. Or it doesn't live up to the potential or the hype that I give it. A big example of this would be both the BFDI iceberg and the OSC iceberg and the BFDI timeline. Both of these videos I hyped up a lot as if they were going to be really good, but they weren't. The videos were long, but they weren't good quality. They weren't as good as I wanted them to be. And the reason why I did that is that I prioritized the videos being long over being good. The videos, yeah, they were over an hour long, you know what I mean? They were super long BFDI video essays or whatever, which is cool, but they weren't really good. They weren't really good. And going back, I would have spent more time working on those videos so I can actually make them worth the watch. And I think people would enjoy them a lot more. I'd get a lot more positive feedback for the videos. I'd have more fun making it and watching it myself. You know what I mean? And there was a lot of times where I promised I would do stuff and I just didn't do it. Lack of motivation was the main reason. And, honestly, that's that. That's that. I'm going to be honest with you guys. One thing that I've learned is that don't make promises that you can't keep. So for an example, right? I used to tease when Naos would come out. I said it was going to come out in December. Said it was going to come out in March. But then I'm realizing this is going to take a while. You know what I mean? This episode is going to take a long time. And it has. It's going to come out soon. I know it. It's because we're in animation. It's going to come out soon. But I don't want to say a specific date is because I don't quite know. Anything could happen. You know what I mean? Anything could happen. when I said Naos was 50% done, the co-manager of my show at the time almost quit. Is because I lied. I lied about it being 50%. I lied saying that I was going to make a huge BFDI video one day going over the whole history of it. Which, I mean, I did make a 3-hour long timeline, but it was mid. It was mid, bro. Yeah, it was a long video, but it was mid. I wasn't even really talking about anything. I wasn't keeping up with the dates. It was mid, man. Another thing that made me struggle a lot was jealousy. I compared myself to YouTubers doing better than me. I would watch a Cheesy Mayo video and see a bunch of positive comments. And I was like, dang, people don't like my videos like that. People don't always subscribe to me when they watch my videos. How come everybody likes him and they don't like me? That's not good. I love Cheesy Mayo's videos, man. But I'm not him. You know what I mean? I'm going to find my thing that people will like that I do, right? That's a big reason why I'm making Naos. You'll find your thing. There's a reason why people like Cheesy Mayo. It's because he's himself. He has his own personality. You can't compare yourself to YouTubers that are doing better than you. It's because 9 times out of 10, they've probably been doing it longer than you. And, well, they have their thing that people like them for. Just like once I make Naos, people might like it. But also, I have my own personality that I like to put in my videos. And I used to get discouraged a lot. Well, my channel wasn't doing good, but other OSC YouTubers' channels were. The OSC YouTubers with 0 haters. No one ever said anything bad about them. And even with people like Cheesy Mayo, people have said bad things about him. Some people said he's hit or miss or whatever, but it's not about him. It's about me. It's about me learning to be a better YouTuber, to be the best YouTuber I can be. And that's why I wanted to make this video going over my story. Not to save face for any of the mistakes that I made, any of the bad stuff that I did in the past, but just so you can know who I am, where I came from, and the mistakes that I've made and why I made them. Honestly, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I'm going to make what I want to make, which is still object show stuff. But if I want to make BFDI character videos, I'm going to make them. I don't even want to make drama videos anymore, dude. I don't want to have to just make drama videos that's the only reason why I get views. I don't want that to be the case. I want to make what I want. If I want to make a compilation video of my BFDI character videos, then I can. If you don't like it, then don't watch it. I guess what I'm trying to say is don't let the hate get to you. Part of being a YouTuber is that you're going to get hate. Not everyone is going to like what you do. I bet some of the most loved YouTubers ever, people like, PewDiePie, Jack and Jellify, even they have haters, dude. It might be hard to see, is because, well, you see a lot of positive comments on their videos and a lot of positive stuff about them. But yeah, those YouTubers still get hate. It's just harder to find. It's easier to see that kind of stuff and point it out when you're a smaller YouTuber. And I think that's something that I tend to forget and really overlooked in the past. And I'm going to be honest with you guys, I set myself a lot of goals that I could not accomplish. And that was the main reason why I was so known for canceling all my object shows back on Scratch. Back in the Scratch days, 2022. Yeah, a lot of you guys don't know that. I forgot to mention this earlier in the video. I was canceling a lot of those shows. Historical Party, Rise of the Mini Objects, BOTMI, BFMD. They got canceled. I was known for canceling my object shows because I set them at such a high standard that when I couldn't do it, I had to cancel the show. Or I just got a lack of motivation. I don't know. I bit off more than I can chew. That's what I can say. This is something that Dino Dude even told me. Not to overwhelm yourself. Not to put too much on your plate. Not to try not to do everything at once. Maybe it's okay if Naos episode 1 takes super long. We developed the story before, while we were making the episode. I should have made the story of this series and had it be a finished thing before I even hired people to work on it, but I didn't. It's all about knowing what you want to do. And trying not to prioritize something being the biggest thing ever over it actually being good. For an example, Worst Trends video, about the BFDI, ranking every BFDI episode, that's a 7-hour long video. But it's actually good from what I've seen so far. It's a good video. My 3-hour long BFDI timeline video is not good. Yeah, it's 3 hours like I said it was going to be, but the video isn't really enjoyable. It's mostly just me talking about random stuff. I don't even cover all the BFDI lore. It's not good. Just like the OSC timeline video. Just like all the documentaries that I made. It was rushed. Too prioritized on it being a big video essay about OSC, but it's not a good video essay. Cheesy Mayo's videos are 1 to 2 minutes long, but they're good videos. You can binge watch his channel. And not even talking about OSC YouTubers, Brugly. He's a backrooms YouTuber. His videos are awesome, but they're short. They're not super long. Not all of them are. You can binge watch a lot of his videos. Rebound, he's a basketball YouTuber. You can binge watch a lot of his videos. They're good. They're short videos, but they're entertaining. They're made well. They do their research. They're not just talking about random stuff just to make a video. That is what I did. I was talking about random stuff that I thought was the truth, not doing research just to make the biggest video. That is not what you should do. Prioritize quality over quantity. That is the lesson that I learned from being a YouTuber. Not just a YouTuber, but an OSC commentary fucking YouTuber. That is what I learned. You don't have to like me, alright? You don't have to like me. But I think that I learned my lesson for the most part. And I'm still learning. Part of being a YouTuber is learning. You don't really get it at first. Sometimes you're going to mess up. But it's important to learn from your mistakes. It's important to learn from the mistakes that you made and build off of them. And not make the same mistake over and over again. You could say, oh, I'm not going to do that anymore. And you can just do it again. That's what I did. I said, oh, I'm going to stop making drama videos. I didn't stop. I didn't make them as often, but I didn't stop making them altogether. I said I was going to prioritize Naos and I was going to upload for a while. I didn't do that. I'm still uploading. I kept making all these promises that I didn't keep. Stop making promises. It'll come out when it comes out. How about that? Naos episode 1 will come out when it's out. I don't know if it's going to come out in 1 month, 87, 2 days. I don't know. All I know is that it's going to come out. I don't know when. I'm going to try to get it out as soon as possible, but I don't know. So, yeah, that's my story. It's been great. I'm going to continue uploading. If you enjoyed this video, great. But, yeah, that's all I got to say. See y'all in the next one. Peace.